My name is Elena, and I am the princess of a small kingdom called Storia. This is my story. It is a story of love, loss, hope, and courage. It changed my life forever. When I was young, my father was the king. He was kind and good. Our people loved him. Our kingdom was peaceful and happy. The sun always seemed to shine in Astoria. Children played in the streets. Farmers grew food in green fields. Everyone smiled. But everything changed when I turned 18. One dark morning, enemy soldiers came to our kingdom. They came from the north, from a land of ice and snow. Their leader was a cruel man named Lord Magnus. He had black hair and cold eyes. He wanted to take our kingdom and make our people his slaves. The war began quickly. Our soldiers fought hard, but Magnus had more men. His army was stronger. Day by day, they came closer to our castle. My father, the king, was very worried. "Elena," he said to me one evening, "I must tell you something important. If something happens to me, you will be queen. You must be ready." I was scared. I did not want to be queen. I was too young. But I nodded and said, "I will try, father." 3 days later, the worst thing happened. During a battle, my father was hurt badly. Magnus' soldiers shot him with arrows. We carried him back to the castle, but it was too late. My father died that night. I cried for hours. My mother had died when I was a child, so now I was alone. The crown was heavy on my young head. I was queen, but I did not know how to save my kingdom. "Your Majesty," said Sir Thomas, our oldest knight, "Magnus is coming. His army will be here tomorrow. What should we do?" I looked out the window. I could see fires burning in the distance. I could hear the sounds of war getting closer. My hands were shaking. "I don't know," I whispered. "I don't know how to stop him. Before we start, we'd love for you to watch the story carefully and, at the end, rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your opinion helps us understand what kind of stories you enjoy and guides us to create even better content for you." That night, I could not sleep. I walked around the castle, thinking,
how could I save my people?
how could I protect my kingdom? I felt so small and helpless. Then at midnight, something amazing happened. I was standing on the castle wall when I saw a light in the dark sky. It was not a star. It was moving toward me. As it came closer, I saw it was a man flying through the air. He landed softly on the wall next to me. He was tall and strong, with golden hair and kind blue eyes. He wore clothes that seemed to shine in the moonlight. I had never seen anyone like him. "Do not be afraid," he said in a gentle voice. "My name is Alexander. I have come to help you." "Who are you?" I asked. "How can you fly?" "I am a guardian," he said. "I protect kingdoms like yours from evil men like Magnus. I have been watching your kingdom for many years." Hope filled my heart for the first time in days. "Can you really help us? Can you save my kingdom?" Alexander looked at me with his kind eyes. "Yes," he said. "I promise you, Princess Elena, I will save your kingdom." I felt tears of joy on my face. "Thank you," I said. "Thank you so much." The next morning, Magnus and his army arrived at our castle. They surrounded us completely. Magnus himself came to the front gate. "Open the gates," he shouted. "Give me your kingdom, little girl, and I will let your people live." I stood on the wall and looked down at him. I was still scared, but Alexander was beside me. That made me feel brave. "No," I called back. "This is my kingdom, my people. I will never give them to you." Magnus laughed. "Then you will all die today." The battle began. Magnus had 500 soldiers. We had only 50. It seemed hopeless. But then Alexander stepped forward. "Stay back," he told our soldiers. I will handle this. I watched in wonder as Alexander jumped down from the wall. He landed in front of Magnus' army. 1 man against 500. Magnus' soldiers attacked him with swords and spears. But Alexander was too fast and too strong. He moved like the wind. His hands glowed with a strange light. When he touched the enemy soldiers, they fell to the ground. But they were not hurt. They just fell asleep. In 10 minutes, half of Magnus' army was sleeping on the ground. The other half ran away in fear. Only Magnus was left. Impossible. Magnus shouted. What are you? I am someone who protects the innocent, Alexander said. Leave this place and never come back. Magnus was very angry. He pulled out a big sword and ran at Alexander. They fought for several minutes. Magnus was good with his sword, but Alexander was better. Finally, Alexander knocked Magnus to the ground. Go, Alexander said. Take your sleeping soldiers and go. If you ever come back to this kingdom, I will not be so kind. Magnus looked afraid for the first time. He helped his sleeping soldiers wake up, and they all left quickly. They never came back to Storia. My kingdom was saved. The people cheered and celebrated. They called Alexander a hero. But I felt something else in my heart. I was falling in love with this amazing man who had saved us all. For the next few weeks, Alexander stayed in our kingdom. He helped us rebuild what was damaged in the war. He was kind to everyone, old people, children, farmers, soldiers. Everyone loved him. And every day, my feelings for him grew stronger. One evening, we were walking in the castle garden together. The flowers smelled sweet, and the moon was bright above us. Alexander, I said, thank you again for saving my kingdom.
I don't know how to repay you.
You don't need to repay me, he said. Seeing your people happy is enough. I stopped walking and looked at him.
My heart was beating fast.
There is something I need to tell you, I said. What is it? He asked. I love you, I said quietly. I know you are a guardian and I am just a human queen, but I cannot help how I feel. Alexander's face became sad. Elena, he said, I love you too. I have loved you since the first night I met you. But there is something you don't know about me. What? I asked. I am not human, he said. I am an immortal guardian. I cannot stay in one place for long. Soon, I must go to help other kingdoms in danger. My heart felt like it was breaking. When I whispered, tomorrow, he said, I received a message today. A kingdom far away needs my help. People are dying. I must go. I began to cry. But I love you. Can't you stay? Can't someone else help them? Alexander took my hands gently. I wish I could stay, he said. But this is my duty. I promised long ago to help people who cannot help themselves. Then take me with you, I said. I cannot, he said sadly. You are human. The places I go are too dangerous for you. And your people need you here. You are their queen. That night was the hardest night of my life. I could not eat or sleep. The man I loved was leaving me forever. The next morning, Alexander came to say goodbye. All the people of the kingdom gathered to thank him one last time. Remember, he told me in front of everyone, you are stronger than you think. You saved this kingdom too. You stood up to Magnus when you were afraid. You are a true queen. Then he spoke only to me. I will never forget you, Elena. And someday, when your time on earth is finished, we will be together again. He kissed me gently, and then he flew away into the morning sky. I watched until I could not see him anymore. For many months after Alexander left, I was very sad. I missed him every day. But slowly, I began to understand what he meant. I was stronger than I thought. I worked hard to be a good queen. I helped my people build new houses and farms. I made fair laws. I created schools for children. When other kingdoms asked for help, I sent them food and medicine. Years passed. I never married because I could never love anyone the way I loved Alexander. But I was not unhappy. My kingdom grew strong and peaceful. My people were healthy and free. Sometimes, on quiet nights, I would stand on the castle wall where I first met Alexander. I would look at the stars and remember his promise. Someday, when your time on earth is finished, we will be together again. I ruled my kingdom for 40 years. When I was old, I knew my time was coming to an end. I was not afraid. I had lived a good life. I had been a good queen. On my last night, I had a dream. I was young again, standing on the castle wall. And there was Alexander, flying toward me through the starlight. I told you we would be together again, he said, taking my hand. You kept your promise, I said. You saved my kingdom. And now you have saved me. Together, we flew up into the stars, toward a place where love never ends and promises are always kept. My kingdom continued to be peaceful and strong, ruled by good kings and queens who remembered the story of the guardian who promised to save the kingdom and the queen who learned that true strength comes from love and courage. This is my story. It is a story that shows us that even in the darkest times, hope can come when we need it most. Love gives us strength. And sometimes, the promises that matter most are the ones that take a lifetime to fulfill. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.